in Kyrgyzstan, Dojian.
All right, guys, here we are again on Shakuris Plateau, a wonderful little map. You can play it on the ladder, and we have got in the red from the team imbaFXO, it is imbaFXO.Elbegast. And in the blue from the team StarTale, he's blue because he's also named after a Pokemon who shares the color blue with him. It is StarTale.Squirtle.
Squirtle! Hooray!
To have Squirtle versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Show match and have a battle of the card games or something like that. I don't know.
I refrain from making trap card comments every time because they were well done on the GSL, and I will leave it be there.
Ah, that's true.
But Squirtle was super effective thus far against imbaFXO. We'll see if he continues to be now against Elbegast.
Squirtle uses upgrades. It's super effective.
It's super effective.
Yeah.
He uses catching Medivacs in the top left-hand corner. It's super effective.
Map is super effective in that category. Wow.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so here we go, guys. It's PvP time on Shakuris Plateau. And this is, I want to say that this has been the map recently that I've watched that has made kind of the most, I'm not sure what's going to come at me in PvP. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen some players that feel very confident in expanding here. I've seen some players that definitely don't, and they just end up going for pretty aggressive builds. So I'm hopefully expecting a very fun, long macro PvP.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of wait and see. I mean, Shakuris Plateau is certainly one of those Protoss versus Protoss maps where Protoss like to fast expand on it. So that wouldn't surprise me at all to see something like that. With just the way that the bases are laid out, it's not terribly hard to hold off a 4-gate if you know what you're doing.
Right.
Yep. But, you know, it's also a really good map for Blink as well. So really, you know, nearly any PvP build that's commonly done right now works just fine on this map.
Certainly. And Gateway's about to finish up for both our players. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Of course, it will come in seeing how much Chrono Boost is saved up and how quickly they get their second gas. Elbegast getting his Cybernetic score a little bit before his opponent. Is he ahead on his worker construction or a little bit back? Yeah, it looks like it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is just kind of the point in the game where we just wait to see if they will 4-gate or if they will do something else. This would be about the same time we'd be seeing a second gas or
gas
a
steal.
gas steal. Yep, gas steal there from Elbegast. Will Squirtle respond in kind? He's heading for the geyser.
Is he going to get it?
He's going to go past it.
Now he comes back.
He's actually just going to sit his probe there because you can actually deny someone from building a gas if your worker is sitting right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, let's see if it looks like he's not going to go for the gas steal.
No, doesn't want to waste the 75 resources
like,
right now.
I don't really care if you need 2 gas or not. Doesn't matter.
He's got his little mineral gift running around, and he is happy to have just that. His opponent's gas is sufficiently stolen, though. The Zealot coming out to go ahead and take that down as we see a second
I'm going to
gate now
punch
on the way.
this building down.
I will punch it dead.
I don't know if the Zealot really thought that through.
I hope so. Well, if you had energy blades for hands, I'd pretty much punch anything. Like,
yes.
Small children, that's actually what came to mind first.
Oh.
Huh. I need to
You're
rethink my life strategy.
John the Translator, you don't like babies or something, huh?
Hey, we went over this at IPL 3.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. All right, second gateway now coming out for Elbegast, and he is getting his second gas. Now, was that picked up on by Squirtle? No, it wasn't. Third gate coming up for Elbegast as well.
Yep, could just be a 3-gate expand, or it could be something different, too. We'll have to kind of wait and see. The Zealot has successfully punched the building down, so now the second gas can be taken by StarTale.Squirtle. He's got 2 gateways out right now. He's going to try to pump some units out of there. He's going to get a good amount of Stalkers so he can be active on the map. Look for any sort of suspicious probes wanting to put any sort of forward pylons down, maybe win some early engagements out there. So he's going to be in really good shape for going into whatever he wants to do here. But Elbegast is one that I'm really looking at right now. What is he going to do? There's a Twilight Council for Elbegast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we are going to see something with Blink unless he goes totally crazy.
Same
and
thing for Squirtle.
does something like DTs. Yeah, I don't think either of them got their second gas early enough that DTs are very likely at this point.
We'll find out. Is Elbegast continuing to warp in those Zealots? He has just over that 150 required, so he can put up the Blink as soon as it happens. But Squirtle actually making his way out now with an extra Stalker.
He's actually going to walk right up the ramp, too, I think.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
he's got a forward pylon way away, though.
Wow, he is actually going to be shocked that he can do this. He's going to be like, all right, where are your units? And he's like, well, there they are.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to be able to focus down these Stalkers. This is actually really bad for Elbegast.
See, he killed one Stalker. He lost his Zealot in return, though, so he's going to back off at the moment. But he sees exactly what's sitting there, knows there's a Twilight Council out. And there we go. His own blink is being started just a shade ahead of his opponent, but it's just going to come down to whoever uses more Chrono Boost on it is going to finish it first.
Yep, going to be one of those Blink Stalker versus Blink Stalker games. There is gateway number three
Yep,
going
just
out
three.
for Squirtle. Okay, so he did go 2 gate into Twilight. Yep.
Okay, let's see here for Elbegast. Nothing too out of the ordinary yet. It looks like both these builds are set. I was waiting to see if either player would add a Robo and try and blink directly into their opponent's base, but it looks like they're just going to rely on their control in a big old-fashioned fight here.
Yeah, we'll see. So both players just kind of Chrono Boosting out Blink right now. Neither one really looking like they're going to want to expand at all, of course, at this point. And I think they should both have a pretty good amount or pretty good idea of what each other is doing, although I don't know if Elbegast was able to get in there and see what Squirtle was doing. Did he get in there and see that Twilight Council?
Let me take a look.
Don't think he did,
no, he did
yeah.
not.
So Elbegast still in the dark a little bit, although he did see that early group of Stalkers
Yeah.
that may give him a little bit of a tip-off as to what's going on.
Yeah, he saw a lot of Stalkers, and also his opponent didn't reinforce right away, so it's not like he was doing 4-gate aggression. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, Elbegast is going to make his way across the map now. There's a very good position for Squirtle to be in, though, sitting on top of that ramp.
Yep, Squirtle's got a nice concave on top there, and Elbegast is going to try to break this. Squirtle running a Zealot in here as well, and
Just making sure.
checking things out. Yep.
Nothing else out of the ordinary.
Yep. And so Elbegast, it looks like, is going to want to try to run his Zealots up that ramp and then warp in on the high ground if he can. Ideally, he'd be putting another forward pylon there, but Squirtle's actually coming down to engage here.
Yes,
and
he
whoa,
is.
Squirtle getting some early hits on those Zealots.
Yes, he is. Actually, he's able to neutralize almost all the Zealots before
Not
any
bad.
damage is done. Pulls a pretty big supply advantage right there. Equalizes the number of Stalkers, but of course he has a superior number of probes mining at the moment.
Yeah, the positioning was really good for Squirtle there. Taking out those
Yeah, it
Zealots
was.
makes such a big difference here. Looks like he's going to have to do it again, but that does reduce the overall Stalker count that Elbegast is going to have. So Squirtle in pretty good shape right now.
Not as good of an angle right
Ooh.
there. Good decision to back up the ramp, but very nice control with the blink to get up there before the shots from Elbegast actually landed. And in return takes out a Stalker. So what could have been a very, very bad position actually turned into, well, a really good one.
Yep, Squirtle's got the advantage right now, so he's going to push down the ramp. Then he's going to go ahead and defend as well.
Yeah, very nice decision here. Just pick. He could just do this all day long. Just pick off one unit at a time, and he will eventually win the war of attrition. And looks like we have a Zealot making their way in now, and nothing back at home for Squirtle.
Yeah, if he can kill a couple probes, that would be pretty nice for Squirtle.
Yeah, it would be.
Oh.
And is he going to go right after the Zealots?
Yeah, that's not going to do a whole lot of damage then.
No,
he
not
does
really.
kill one probe. Okay.
Does he get a second one? Maybe.
Running
possibly?
after it.
Could,
Oh,
yes.
he does get it.
Very
2
nice.
probe kills, not too bad.
Forced all the units back home.
Yeah, Elbegast goes all the way home, but somehow misses the pylon.
It's weird.
Whoops. All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, Elbegast just seeing that he wasn't really getting any traction with that attack on Squirtle's main. Squirtle's just going to go ahead and expand it, looks like, and Elbegast, oh, he's getting a Dark Shrine. Squirtle does not have any detection right now.
No, he doesn't. But if he pulls back and plays defensive, I was going to say there's a
there's
decent
a Robo,
chance he'd
yeah.
go after Robo, but.
Yep.
All right, so there it is. Robotics Facility coming out now for Squirtle, so he should remain pretty well defended against DTs. He will have an observer out first of all, more than likely.
Yep, he doesn't really need to be terribly aggressive at this point. He can
Nope.
just kind of sit back, make sure he's safe, knows he's pretty far ahead. And
Yes,
that pylon
indeed.
is actually still in Elbegast's natural. Has he not seen that yet?
No, we checked his vision
Wow, he
before.
doesn't
Nothing
know.
there. Yeah.
Wow, all right.
Okay, well, let's take a look now. 20 Stalkers to 12. There's an 8-3 Zealot advantage, though, for Elbegast, but not the biggest deal
No, not really.
whenever there's that huge of an advantage in terms of Stalkers. Okay, so let's see here now is that next base just finishing up for Squirtle, and that would have been kind of Elbegast's chance, make a strong one-base push
Here comes
when his
the DT
opponent when his opponent was going ahead and expanding, but looks like he is going to move into a DT drop. But look at that, just 12 seconds away, 10 seconds now less, and we are going to have an observer done.
Yep, that's right. He's going to have that done literally just in time for this. Oh, and did he get a glimpse of the War Prism somewhere? No, he's actually just predicting it. Wow,
Yeah.
really good presence of mind by Squirtle. He needs that observer back up there. Whoops, losing a unit there.
Yeah, and it'll come up here in just a second.
Yep,
there it
the
is.
DTs. Yeah.
Bye-bye, DTs.
All right, so that didn't work out terribly well for Elbegast. Good
Nope.
presence of mind by Squirtle just to have something there. getting his probes away in time as well. Look at that supply lead for Squirtle right now. In PvP, a 20 supply lead is almost insurmountable. It's going to be very, very difficult for Elbegast to win this game.
Yeah, it looks like he canceled his Immortal as well. The first one, so we could get out a second Observer to make sure he stayed defended against any DTs running through the front as well. And there it is. Sorry, DT, you are not going to last very long. And bye-bye.
Yep. Didn't work out terribly well.
Nope, not at all.
And Elbegast maybe is starting to panic a little bit. He doesn't really have any sort of traction in this game. He hasn't been able to do any damage to his opponent, really.
That was so cute. Squirtle baited the DT back and then waited until the other forces dropped up and then reverse blinked the hurt one up to the top, the rest of them down to the bottom, so he could pick off the DT with no losses. Just a nice little micro move there. Very nice.
Yeah, not bad at all. Elbegast's second base still not quite done yet. It's going to be one of those situations here where both players are going to just start to kind of macro up, get a better late-game composition, then push out. Looks like Squirtle, though, decides that this is the time to go. I think he knows that his opponent spent a lot of resources on things that are not Army and things that have not really done a lot of damage. And he's got a fairly good educated guess that he can make that he's going to be able to do some damage here, and he certainly is.
All right. Well, especially once he gets up there with that Observer, he's got to make sure he doesn't get it picked off, though. He should have his second one in tow, I would imagine. Yeah, there it is. So he's going to blink up into the main pole unit's way and run the rest of his forces through the front here.
Not a bad idea. Here comes the big blink from Squirtle.
Yeah, just waiting on it. Possibly.
There it is.
There. Yay!
All right. And actually does get another Observer, too. Yep, wow, Robo just insta-gived, and he is in a good position to attack. The units at the front are about to go into the natural as well. There they go. Only one Immortal, and Elbegast just really, really getting cut down to size here. Not the best force fields there. Didn't really block the ramp.
The Immortal was actually going after the Sentry as well and didn't kill it, but may not be the worst thing in the world because then he gets Elbegast to commit with most of his forces, and Squirtle just moved in and killed everything. Yeah,
so it looks like Squirtle's going to take it. GG, and StarTale Squirtle ties things up against imbaFXO.